this one. They still have to prove that they're able to take EG though.
I overall like IG's draft better. So I'm going to have to go with IG. I think EG is showing they're the better team. They're playing better Dota, but draft-wise, this Sven pick just ticks the right boxes for me. So.
All right, well, I'm very happy to hear that, and I'm sure a lot of people at home are also very happy to hear that we're going to have a little bit more of a competitive game on our hands compared to what we saw previously. Isn't that right, Lacoste and Odie?
You're just putting the words in our mouths, like, isn't that right and everything? I would say that IG, you know, looks like they have the best draft so far in game number 3, but EG is also setting up Razor for a really, really good game. I'm leaning towards EG still. You know, I think Razor should have a really good time. It's also a possibility. I think most likely they're going to run an aggressive trial in, leave Ice alone, and that's what has worked for them so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've got to kind of disagree. I think it is the number outdraft fight. I don't know how IG is going to be able to lane against this Razor. You know, both side laners, the Underlord or the Sven, whatever the matchup's going to be, they're going to have a bad time. I think they overlook the potential of the Razor coming in as the last 5th pick, and I just feel it's another draft where EG just looks to be coming out ahead.
Well, will we have a 4th game of this best-of-5 grand finals, or will this finally be the time for NA, the time for EG, the time for Arteezy and Abed to win a major? We're going to find out. Odie Pixel on Lacoste, take it away.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, this 3rd game now. 2-0 EG up at the moment against IG. Without a doubt, though, Lacoste, this is, I mean, you actually prefer IGs, but in comparison to last game, it's a million times better.
Oh, for sure. They don't have the Faceless Void. We've seen Liquid had some success with Sven. I think it's a good hero here, you know, having that extra armor, extra, you know, something against Lycan, which should be good, you know, extra movement speed so you can run away from the static link. Also doesn't sound too bad. He's going to be the primary target, you know, for that link. Razor's like, yeah, I'm just going to link you. This is my job throughout the most of the game to just be able to link him. Fly does not have a sentry ward. This is the 2nd time when IG's playing tired that they've set up observer ward behind the tower. Might get de-warded.
Abed yet again on his Storm Spirit. We've seen it now in the series sort of get pushed further and further up in the draft order. This game picks first. Do you think IG reacted to Abed's Storm enough with their picks, or do you see this as another game where the Storm can have a pretty good time?
They're playing into root mechanic coming out from the Underlord into Nyx Assassin. I think Kaka, you know, he wanted to be the one that has the mana burn, has that stun, easy setup with the Carapace on the Stone Remnant, and yeah, they have much more than what they did before. Also, like Remnant coming out from the Void Spirit also could be potential setup with the Yule Scepter. So in this particular matchup, you know, Storm Spirit against the Void Spirit, you know what your item build is going to be on emo.
Arteezy going in onto JT.
One more hit.
One more hit. Is he going to be able to find it?
No, he can't get it anymore. Like the Tango plus the armor coming up from the tier 2 tower and some extra regeneration will keep him alive.
Just an aggressive move there from EG as they hit the level 2s. Dive, quite successful with it. Now it's easy. Chased down here by the 2 of them. The Firestorm, is it enough to bring him down? It isn't. We'll get a Tango going. Kaka still continue to chase down. We'll have stun again in a second. If Kaka lands the stun, Arteezy's looking pretty dead, and he'll be able to do so. Kaka getting first blood for IG.
Good start. You know, they decided to go in, try to get that kill. All they needed was like 1 extra hit. Did not manage to do it. Kaka comes back with the first blood, lands another stun, boots of speed, and now this sets up Underlord for a bit of a better, you know, start, because Razor, he will always want to link you in the lane. One of the reasons why they picked him. The slow Crystal Maiden needs 1 mana for a bite.
Be able to get it, and this time Arteezy will manage to finish off the kill. Kaka, not quite enough mana for a stun, so couldn't hold back Arteezy from chasing JT down. Lane, so far Abed versus emo. Ledge for emo at the moment. Very, very close. Top lane, see Ice struggling to be able to step up and get the CS. Almost certainly is just going to be a lane where Fly, he's going to have a good time. We're going to get a pretty free farming Sven up here with the backup of volley.
You don't really threaten a kill with Lycan and the Earth Spirit unless you make like a really, really big mistake. You go for some kind of a dive. He should have a really decent time. Earth Spirit trying to make a move on a mid lane, something we've seen before.
single time at this moment. Crit, they'll look for the opening, see if they can grab emo. Arbet steps forward with the vortex back into the remnant. Is it enough? Pulse is out, and that will be enough to save him. Emo keeping himself alive against that patented move that Crit always makes around this time.
And he will have a healing cell, which will be pretty much the full HP. And this is what they want to have, you know, Lycan on the top lane, getting some extra XP, because Crit, they can't kill the top. So leaving Lycan alone, Sven with 2 points in cleave will push out the lane always. He wants also to be able to farm the side camp potentially, or the small camp, and then like your Lycan will also farm.
The spirits unite.
Kaka heading over to join emo and Ollie in the mid lane. They're bringing the three of them in. Arbed very low on mana and health at the moment. Crit, check rune. Will manage to refill the bottle here for Arbed. So IG will show all three of them now in the mid lane. So safety is going to be there for EG on the side lanes. I know that the supports are all around the backing up emo.
And if we look at the bottom lane, Razor with the Quelling Blade, it's no shame. If you need some kind of help, like even if Arteezy's buying it, for all the new players out there, you know, just buy a Quelling Blade. It will help you out, even if you're a ranged hero.
Mid lane, Arbed. Kaka was able to close in on it. Quite enough burst though between him and emo. So Arbed bringing plenty of regen out. Styles, Clarity's Mango's good to go, as he'll be able to keep himself in the lane. 5-minute bounty runes coming up. Still just, you know, Fly having a much better time compared to what he was able to find in the lane last game. Setup has been so much better. This time, actually able to hit some.
They are not making any stacks so far that I've seen. Ancients not stacked, nothing in the jungle stack. Sven would love to have. So maybe Phoenix eventually, you know, if Sven goes to the jungle a bit earlier, then Phoenix takes over the lane, Sven can just farm. But Sven right now does not need help, especially once he hits that level 6. There's also some kill potential, possibly on Lycan, because he's only level 5.
Mid. Want to try and punish emo before he's hit the 6. Another move from Crit kicks him back into the reach of Arbed. He's coming in. Not quite enough to kill off emo. Both mids to hit the 6. Arbed will do so a little sooner than emo. They're able to maintain control of the runes. So having the Kaka coming over towards the mid as well. Still Crit, he's going to be the one to grab it. Takes it away. Kaka won't be able to make the move in on the sort of moments with Kaka coming over towards the mid. It is giving more and more space for Arteezy down bottom to get ahead in this matchup. 30 for 8 against the 15 for 3 of JT. JT having slightly tougher time than that of Ice on the other half of the map.
Storm Spirit, he got level 6. He's going back to base. Let's see if he decides to make an aggressive move on the bottom lane. Lane is in a good state, you know. He has, but he's moving top. Lycan just hit level 6. Does not like. Ideally, we would want to have a Necro Book as well, so you can make a move. Crit is already there, level 3, still saving a point. Puts another point in Boulder Smash.
The mark with initiation and multiple TPs coming in from IG. Bring him over both emo and Kaka. Fly. I think if he can start something, he's actually able to find the stun onto Arbed. Arbed out with the zip just in time. Close there, emo nearly finding the random follow-up.
They kind of split the stack 50-50. This time around, Arteezy going for a Falcon Blade. Last time he played the Razor safe lane, like he was set up for such a good game. Went straight into Boots of Travel, but this hero needs some kind of mana. Even though you have Crystal Maiden in your team, Maiden usually does not put more than 1 point in aura anyway, especially early on. You just want to max that Frostbite, especially against Void Spirit. The root mechanic is super good. So I can understand why he's getting that a bit of damage, a bit of a tankiness, and some extra mana regen.
Really want to try and catch Arbed out around the mid again. Kaka just sitting on the sidelines. Cased aggressions there from EG onto emo. A minute runes is flying Arbed. They're ready to try and hold for the top one. Remnant's down. spawning bottom anyways. Again, IG maintaining control of the power rooms. Crit. Gotta get himself in, force Ollie to take it so it won't be saved for emo.
What a move from Crit. You know, he uses a DP just to secure that the enemy mid laner does not get a refill on the bottle, that he does not get any power rune. Underlord playing very aggressive here.
Starting to rift out though. Water for the cliff around the mid. They know that the movement was being made towards him. JT around any longer than he needs to. Fly. We'll see what sort of build-up he goes for from the Mask of Madness. If it varies from what we did see from mid-game. Sven performances here at the Major.
Yeah, a bit more like status resistance with the S and Y. He also went for a blink that game, upgraded it to Swift Blink, I believe, later on. He didn't go for Aghanim Scepter at all.
He didn't. It's mid lane emo. Jump in, find the setup onto Crit, they've got it.
To deny my wisdom is to choose death.
They're not having any opportunities to get in and help. Kaka looking pretty strong here in the mid lane. Top tower starting to get pressured a bit by Ice with the Necro books. Be able to force Ollie all the way back here. Quite the nuisance here for the Phoenix. Trying to do his best with the body blocks to get some more damage in. A lot of space given for Ice to continue farming right up by the tower. So having Arbed and Crit in the neighborhood, if any TPs come in from IG, try and hold off this push.
Right now, Sven is just jungling. Having that Mask of Madness, clearing the stacks. They're also going to stack Ancient Creep Camp one more time. While meanwhile, in the top lane, Ice, high level. Ollie's a bit under level. Like, he's level 3 on Phoenix. He needs the tome.
Mid emo. Been a couple of times now where he's been able to pick up these supports for the moves. We'll see big zip from Arbed, comes across with the
He's out of mana.
He turns with a sub pipeline.
But a nice dodge.
Arbed's able to dodge it there with the illusion rune still low on the mana though. The whole of IG chasing him down. The route there from JT as they bring down the storm. Now they'll turn over towards RTZ, fly. Get the control on this. The setup's there for Kaka. RTZ looking to be in a whole world of trouble as the stuns are out. IG bring the fight around the mid lane as they take down the two cores.
Very aggressive move there from IG. Also Storm Spirit zipping in. And then like nice dodge with the illusion rune, but does not pop a mango. He had one mango to work with, I believe, and also a bottle charge. Maybe he could have gotten out of the trouble, but decided to focus on the voice line.
There's always that temptation. Space being brought for Ice though with all the action going on mid. The levels on the Necro book. Overall 2k lead here for IG. Fly to be in a perfect spot as the Sven. In that dream scenario of getting involved in early action, cleaning up the ancient stacks. This Sven is going to get
He's going to be big. Yeah, this time around, Fly, much better game, especially compared to Faceless Void. In game number 2, Phoenix still struggling a bit with the levels, you know, trying to take some XP from those stacks. The one who's also having a really good time is Underlord. Like, he's going for Road of Atos against the Storm Spirit, so I bet he needs a BKB. Like, after he finishes that Orchid, BKB is pretty much a must-have.
Top. They're going to look to see if they can burst out Ice. Caught in the route, they can. Even looking to reset and get out of there at the same time. Mid, Arbed goes in with a dive. Him and Crit able to collapse onto Ollie. Something in return, but again, these trades each and every time favoring that of IG as IG the stronger hold on this early game.
They're moving together as a unit. Sven being, you know, very active. He doesn't necessarily need to be involved in the kills, but he shows up. They're like, yeah, we can't really fight Sven right now. He feels super strong, has Yasha, Bracer, Mask of Madness, going into that Sanj, you know, the extra movement speed to break the link from the Razor is going to be really good.
Try and catch them with the smoke, EG. So they've got to be careful. That Fly has got strength ready to pop, but he can turn if they don't quite get the quick kill that they're looking for. Mid lane as well, also a hard place to fight into. JT's around. One pit laid out could set up for Arbed to get collapsed on completely by the following stuns.
And now it's Road of Atos done on Underlord. So he can keep them inside 3 points in Pit of Malice. it's just going to be so hard for EG to push the towers. Like this pit, as you mentioned, pretty much covers the whole area of the mid lane. Abed this time around not having as good game as we've seen in the other ones. Struggling a bit. They have the counters playing into Nyx Assassin. He's about to be level 8 compared to emo, who's like level 10. I talked about the items but didn't finish my sentence where like whenever you play against the Storm Spirit as a Void Spirit, most of the time it's just going to be Yule Scepter to be able to dispel that flag. Getting caught.
It's going to go down. We'll see if Crit can get anything in return. They can. Crit rolls in, gets the connection onto Ollie. JT turns, holds back Crit. So IG will back off with their Phoenix gone. The mid Kaka on the hunt. Abed. Full HP and full mana though, so Reaper alone won't be able to do much. Maybe if Emo is able to close in on this, the two of them together can take him. Abed stepping up. Won't quite be able to get in. Kaka didn't quite get in range there with the Carapace whilst the Remnant exploded. So Abed will manage to live another day.
Oh, Haste Rune just spawned top.
Crit starting some action down bottom. Abed's going to be in with the follow-up. They've got the control. Fly will turn with the stun, but they have the damage.
EG, they see, you know, they saw 3 heroes on a mid lane. They're like, we caught a glimpse of Sven. Let's just go and try to take him down because they know there's not going to be any follow-up. He's not going to get any help. Nyx Assassin shown mid with Vendetta. Like, very nice move from EG there.
The pick-off potential still incredibly strong from this Storm Earth Spirit duo that we've seen. He runs so many times with great success. Bottom lane, Fly. Trying to soak up some XP behind the tower. IG, they won't let that pass as they dive in, take him out, and will manage to claim this tier 1 for themselves. The objectives and getting as much as they can done, even with Fly off the map.
JT will be able to secure the bottom tower. Like this Underlord is in the middle of the pack, but feels very unkillable unless they bring the numbers.
No. Going in here for Ice. Crit can't do anything to save him. Ice goes down. Didn't have the summons out, but Fly's going to be able to head over. Start dealing with the Necrocross. They'll be able to control, take down both of them. 9-4, 3k lead. IG holding on to this advantage. No signs at the moment of EG being able to really close the gap on Fly's farm. This Sven is going to be able to stay nearly sort of an item ahead at this pace if Fiji can't find enough action going in their favor.
Necro 3 is done on Lycan, so they should be, you know, ready to fight, especially once Abed finishes the Orchid. There it is. They can't stop him. But the Pit of Malice, like, this is your biggest problem in this game, but, you know, besides Sven, because Underlord with a good Pit of Malice into another Road of Atos, it's just too good. Like, he's also completely nullifying the damage that comes from like in these fights, especially in these smaller areas where like you can't just pass. Cane Rune top.
Emo is going to commit aggressively here with the 2 steps to try and close it and set him up to Crit. Get themselves on top of the Earth Spirit, but now Arteezy's ready for the counterplay. Kanga's going to go down, they're trying to take him out of the rift. They're fully low, he's going to be able to take him out.
Don't get it.
He's gone, Emo's dead as well. EG had just enough damage to bring them down before he skips to play. Now they're chasing for more. Over to the egg, EG take down the Supernova. Triple kill for Arteezy. The grab there with the Vortex, and they drag back Fly, take him down as well. A team wipe out of nowhere there for EG.
Oh, this was a fight, you know. Void Spirit, he goes in, he uses a Yule Scepter on himself, and yeah, just a perfect setup for Earth Spirit to use his abilities. Abed, meanwhile, picks up that Arcane Rune on the Storm Spirit. Kind of a bad act there to try to make stuff happen, but they already lost multiple heroes. Man, EG, like, we're gonna see that one again.
As you said it, that's such an aggressive move from Emo, using pretty much all his mobility and escape to fully initiate. JT tries to bail them out. Must have been so close to completing the rift, but the damage was very well prioritized there by EG as they bring down JT's Underlord. And from that point onwards, IG, they didn't have a backup plan.
They did not. You know, they get the good jump, they get the good initiation, and as you mentioned, like Emo using all of his abilities pretty much to close the gap, and aggressive Yule Scepter, he has nothing to protect himself with anymore.
9-10, that lead that IG had closed completely there off the back of that team fight. See there, all that progress that IG were building up off the back of a solid start with the lanes and with Fly's farm, it's just gone in an instant.
I want to see what Arteezy's next item is going to be. Last time when he was playing Razor, he got so much value from a Blink Dagger pickup. I believe it was against his Monkey King, where he just wanted to get on top of him. And then this might be also the item build here, you know, against the Sven. Now that you have a BKB, you don't care about any of the abilities pretty much that they can throw at you. So it could be a really nice pickup.
G now in a position to go for Roche. Has been scanned out immediately by IG, and IG have the ults ready to go. They've got Supernova at the ready for this fight. Emo's trying to head in with the Invis. Sentry's down, they've seen him. The silence for quick, the pullback with the Vortex. Emo's in trouble. He'll buy some time with the ults, but he's straight back down into the stun as Crit catches him perfectly. JT, he's bailing them out. They'll try to bring down IG. Will fall for the Firestorm. The rest of IG taken out of there. But again, IG losing the team fight. And once again, Emo, he's on the front. He's just not prepared for EG to react as quickly as they do. He feels that he's so strong with the Invis. Sentry's laid down, EG know he's there, and Crit instant setup there with the silence into the stun. There's no escape for Emo.
Oh, they just have his number this time around because like Emo is playing so aggressive. Like they have Necrobook units, they're trying to go for Roche. You know there's gonna be Sentry there like 99% of the time. He still decides to go for that play. And he gets punished.
Definitely starting to hurt IG. After he was having a very solid start, I think pretty much 7-0-2 in the beginning. These 2 kills now back-to-back on Emo, slowing the momentum down. EG over to the side, Crit finds the catch onto Ollie.
Ollie can't catch a break this game. Like, they have so many tools to deal with him. They don't really have that, you know, high attack speed hero, but also he did not really place some good eggs this time around. Crit is in again.
He's able to find JT, kicks him back over to the rest of the team. EG move over. JT's gone. Another silence, another roll. Crit's in over towards Emo. The full-on there with the Vortex of Ahmed. And Emo's gone again. The tip's starting to come out as Crit is just setting up kill after kill after kill. As you said, they can't catch a break, IG, but they seem to consistently catch a Crit, as he's on them every single time.
Crit has just been amazing. A bit of a slower start to his Earth Spirit. Didn't manage to find any openings early on, but his rolls, his silences, like the spell casting, everything was pretty much on point, and this should be the free Roche.
No, I don't think after those last few events, IG's going to risk going over there again. ZG trolling this area perfectly. Not leaving any chance for IG to even begin to think of setting up around Roshan. As Arbed, he's going to have the Aegis ready for the next fight.
Arteezy was thinking, do I get a Sanj? Do I get a Blink Dagger? He saw how the last fight went, decided to go for that Blink Dagger, which I really, really like. You know, being able to just jump on the Sven. Like, he's never going to feel that comfortable playing into Razor. And they've shut down Emo. Emo was having such a good time. Now he's nowhere near his second item.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
3 back-to-back deaths, just destroying his early game completely. One more move like that, and Emo's impact is going to fall off entirely in this game. Top lane EG. Tier 2s. Provided you want to do anything about this. You see, with the way last few fights have gone, it's very hard for them to make that call, especially into the Aegis. The mid, Ice, and Arbed.
Oh, not again.
Emo, he's pushing down the lane. The silence is there from Crit, buying enough time to line up the roll. As another death. Bottom lane, Arteezy's committing him with the BKB and the static link. They're looking to take him out. JT is going to be able to bring Flying Kaka back to safety. Ollie will manage to TP out, but they can't let the Void Spirit die like this. This is
this is fourth time, exactly. Like Crit, he used the roll a bit prematurely, you know, considering if you use the Stone Remnant. So he didn't even use the Stone Remnant, still connects on the target, and you can feel that JT is afraid. While he's using Dark Rift, he needs to be able to control Void Spirit, otherwise someone might get kicked out of the range, and then you're just gonna be left there alone.
Very risky here. IG, they've smoked up whilst they don't have Emo, and it's into an Aegis. Maybe, I mean, it's going to be that sort of a surprising move that it will catch EG by...
Oh, they're not going to catch anything.
No, flies out.
Even if they can't fly, it's still not worth it. I can understand the aggression that they wanted to do, be a bit more, you know, active, because there's no shapeshift, there was no BKB on Razor. But even, as you said, they still have Aegis on the Storm up and running for 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
back on with the push. Will manage to finish off the tier 2.
Oh, they need to talk about the items because Lycan and Razor are going for the same item build. So he just like swapped. He bought a casual plate mail, which is also fine. He wanted to get the AC, but realized Lycan is also going for one.
Pick up the axe instead.
Casual plate mail is also fine. You know,
Yeah, against
playing
this
into Sven
yeah.
feels like a good item.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You just, as you said, you just need to be able to BKB, get on top of the Sven, get the link going, and just survive through the initial physical burst that the Sven will still have at the start of the link with the God Strength. You live through that, Sven's not being able to take you down. Razor, you're just going to be able to force the Sven to have to back off each time, and with the control that EG has, rather difficult for Fly to do. Does have the BKB now, but those BKB usages have to be flawless from the Sven.
For sure. JT's Road of Atos, like, oh, another jump. It's just going to be on the next Assassin. And next Assassin does not ever feel comfortable playing in any of the Necro 3 heroes, like a Beastmaster, Lycan, Atos. Let's see the damage.
I mean, they're trying to start something onto Arteezy. JT, he already feels the way that this fight's going. He's starting to rip him out. Constrict has been committed though by Fly. A bit of an awkward move there. As you can see very early on that JT had no inclination of sticking around for the fight.
If they get a stun on Razor, I think they commit instead of getting back, because they could potentially just bring down Razor low enough to kill him with the Sven's God Strength thing. No blink.
I mean, he still wants to go, still wants to make something happen with this God Strength. He's stepping up, but he's been silenced. Armin straight towards the back line. The BKB comes up, but Arteezy, he's in with the static link. Sven's got to step away. Fly's losing all of his damage. Freezing field for the high ground from Fly. Emo's got to run. JT's going to get chased out by Arteezy. Crits in again for the roll. Closes the gap on JT as JT's gone.
That's not a good bit of malice. We're going to see that again. Razor, he managed to walk around the bit of malice, like good moves from Arteezy there, gets the static link off, and also he did not block that passage. Like, check the bit of malice. Like, it was a bit more aggressive, good jump from the Stone Spirit, and the Razor just goes around, manages to get out and follow them.
Yeah, it stays on Fly for more than long enough to force Fly to have to run. No chance of taking the fight anymore when Fly has lost, I think, at least 120 damage there to the link. 4K lead now for EG. Fly's farm still in a good place, but his last 3 fights, Arteezy's caught up completely on his Razor.
He's going into Aghanim Scepter, which is also okay. Was thinking about Sanj, a bit of a status resistance, maybe transition that to Heaven's Halberd against the Sven, which would also be fine, but getting Aghanim Scepter gives them a bit more like push potential, and then you can deal with the 2 targets. I don't know why, like, in the description it says when striking buildings, it will only target towers, barracks, and the ancient. Like, those buildings, they're actually called just buildings inside the base, are not affected. Like, it would be too powerful if you could actually go for that.
Not wrong. You know, they've got to balance in all things.
I like how that's still called a building. Couldn't think of anything different.
I mean, Dota's a very creative game. You know, there's going to be limits to creativeness. Building. Maybe we'll see it get an angel. Here we have it, bottom lane. Tier 2, getting pressured by Ice, and again, this is good. You can't do anything. You can't do anything here if you're IG. Can't turn up to these pushes from EG right now. You've got to try and look to get the trades going, and they'll take the tier 1 top, IG.
Crit has a BKB. Urn of Shadows, BKB.
Massive.
Lycan units trying to push on the bottom lane. They also have a siege creep. But they know something is up. Like EG, they have a good read. IG smoked on a completely different side of the map.
It's going to take quite a while to get over it. They're heading in the right direction. See if they can get a jump. Say EG's going to feel that something's coming over. EG, they're going to be prepared. They're holding close to one another on the high ground. Do IG really want to try and fight into this?
EG, they have vision on the high ground. They're scouting things out. They're sure that there are no wards from the enemy team with the Necros, and now they're going to start pushing in some damage, forcing a glyph from IG. Next Roche may respawn in 30 seconds.
The next objective they'll look for are CC will have the full Aghanims. As well, they lose a curry in the river, but that pretty much gives up the whole move of IG. So IG will have to get back to showing themselves in the mid lane. Really just prepare for the high ground defense. Fighting EG outside of the base has ended terribly the last few times that IG's tried to go for it. It's mid lane. The opening here on
That's a good job.
The chainstone's coming out. Arbe jumps in the back, but RTG's going to get blown up. As he's taking down 100 to 0. Now with the gold stretch. Firefly turns up towards Crit. Crit's escape is going to be blocked off. IG able to find that opening, as RTG wasn't quite ready for that opening stun.
I mean, if he pops a BKB there, not sure if Blink Dagger was ready, but he needs to be careful. They have so many stuns, like stun from Sven, stun from Next Assassin. Let's see the Roche respawn, minute and 5 seconds. RTZ will be out, but need to be a bit more careful.
A little bit too close to the base and quite prepared. Didn't know that IG was all up there, and the pace had kind of slowed down. Things had started to calm off a little bit, so RTC just getting a bit of a rude awakening there from that jump of IG.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See what IG can do with this. 50 seconds though until RTC's back up, so not too long whatsoever. We'll respect that as soon as the spawn comes in. Themselves their half of the map.
Damage coming out from the Sven is still super high. He also finds a really good neutral item, like spider legs. That's gonna give you move speed, ability to go over the cliffs. So like that static link is not gonna be that great. He has a lot of movement speed from the Warcry, Mask of Madness, S and Y might be able to just break it.
Ahmed closing in onto emo. The follow-up silence there from Crit. They grab him back with the vortex. Emo's gone. And we're seeing it every single game, really, when Ice is on these Beastmasters, he's on these Lycans, the Micro, the Vision game.
He gets Phoenix as well.
And RTZ, he's dealing with JT. He's on it with the Sonic Link. JT looking to get out here with the Rift. They got the damage, they do. JT's not getting on tonight.
Crit understands, like, we have enough damage to bring him down. Rolls onto the Phoenix, almost gets like a solo kill until Sven shows up. Buyback from Next Assassin.
Otherwise, they're going to start losing the base. RTZ stepping up to the high ground. And with the push of Ice's army, the tier 3's gone. IG, what can they do to slow this? Ice popping the ult impact, ready to look to maybe even pressure a dive. They'll force out another buyback from IG as emo.
That's a big one.
Looking for the setup. BKB is available from Ahmed. He's going to pop it immediately. Time number one, Flyfly. He's brought in the Sven. Flyfly's going to put the BKB and run. The Supernova's out. EG step to the side, keep their distance, wait for the ult to finish.
This is so big from EG. They just forced them to use 2 buybacks. They got the tower, and they also forced the egg plus the BKB from Sven. Roshan is up. They could go in. Like, they have enough damage. Necrobook is available. There's also AC on Lycan right now. So much minus armor coming out. They just have enough. Arteezy finishing off the Aghanim Scepter as well. He also found the spider legs, so it's going to have a bit easier time chasing Sven with that static link.
This is spotted out. It's Aegis and Cheese. IG, they don't want to let this get away. Coming in with the smoke. They have got strength, no Supernova, no Rift either, so JT won't be able to bail them out if the fight goes wrong.
No BKB for 20 as well on Sven. EG, they go back. They're holding the high ground. They know that they are aware of this. Look at Crit positioning.
Crit trying to dispel any sort of smoke movement that IG attempt from the low ground. IG very hesitant about making moves into the triangle. Ollie. Ward down. The vision advantage, they're going to try and jump emo. He's going to look to commit straight away onto Ahmed. Crit, he's able to land the 3-man silence, pushes the back. IG, they've got a split. There's a jump fall from Ahmed. They're looking to one Flyfly trying to keep out the rest of the BKB. Flyfly, he'll make it out of there. JT trying to bail the rest of the map, but emo's dead. Out for 90. All he's trying to TP away, but Crit's in with the stun, stops the TP escape.
Man, Crit, what a performance by him. You know, holding there, they've split the Necrobook units if they want to enter from this or the other side, and then he lands a 3-man silence. Good link from Arteezy. The reason why he bought a Blink Dagger. Yeah, we're going to see that one again.
I mean, the jump there, but Crit, he keeps his cool. He heads over, boom. Suddenly 3-man silence. They have to split. Kaka and JT can't offer anything at the start of it as Crit's pressure just splits IG apart. and allows EG to clean them up one by one. JT very lucky to get away with his life. Plus emo and Ollie left behind. EG's got the space to move in. Aegis on Arteezy and Cheese on Arbed, ready for the next fight.
They swap things around a little bit. They still show that, you know, Razor. I like that because Razor will be the one possibly going in a bit more aggressive, sieging the high ground with the Eye of the Storm, especially with the Aghanim Scepter. So they give him that instead, which I really, really like.
And here comes the push for the Aghanims. Arteezy using the lightning to break down the barracks. 20 seconds until emo's up. The Rats pulling incredibly fast as well with the AC help. Coming in, got the fortification. Slowing down a little bit. Arteezy's getting back in there now, but he's looking for the jump. He's in straight away on the counter with the silence. Lotus will protect Kaka. Arteezy nearly killed himself. They'll zip back in. They're on top of Kaka. Kaka's out for 70. No buyback on the Knicks.
They did not want to lose this Aegis yet because they just picked it up.
They're instantly out of there. MySide's popping the ult to break away from IG. As IG won't be able to punish EG at all there for that push.
They're still going to have cheese. They're still going to have Aegis for the next fight. Well, maybe they use the cheese. Who's holding the cheese? They don't have the cheese.
No, they had it on Arbed before.
Okay, he popped it.
(24 to 13, 10k lead. Again, this third game, once more, IG just finding themselves in a position that I don't know, how do they get themselves out of this?
They're just crumbling. Like the decision making after a couple of deaths on Evo, he died for like 4 times in a row. Now trying to Wolves, they're scouting them out.
So here we go, jumping from Arteezy, he's on to fly, popping the BKB. He's got to run. He's got to get out of it with the static link, stealing that damage over to the side. Chris there with the follow, close the gap onto Emo. Emo's gone with no buyback for a minute, and Arteezy's ready to head back up to the high ground and into the base. No creep wave at the moment though.
This is also the perfect item for Arteezy. You know, you get stuck on a cliff, just use the spider legs, can easily get off of it. And this allows him to just chase the Sven. It also allows him to not have boots of speed in his inventory, just keeping that plate mail. Like if he gets the first jump on Sven, if they don't stun lock him, Arteezy's good to go. And Fly will need to bail.
And every time have to use those BKBs to survive and run. Make it increasingly harder for IG to just set up a scenario where they can pop BKB God Strength and get the jump themselves, with EG's aggression just beating IG at it every single time. EG playing far too fast for IG to keep up with once again.
Bloodstone, Orchid on Storm Spirit, level 20. He also went for the Electric Vortex duration talent. Like, this Crystal Maiden Aura really helping out how much farm Abed can get, and now going into Aghanim Scepter, which I really like. He also, you know, just prefers to get that item as like sometimes third, sometimes fourth, but really works well. Kind of like a budget black hole.
IG just having to sit back and wait now.
Lotus Orb is done on Underlord, but he needs to like precast it on Sven before Sven gets a good jump.
Emo, very careful how he jumps out of the base like this. You know that EG, if they feel time is right, they'll be great on top of him. See how they can start these. Arteezy. It's another fly, they get the drag back. They do determine to start on the turn of them. They bring down Arbed. Arbed will go down. Arteezy's one getting tired. Arteezy's got the ones. He's got the Aegis. He's going to be back for a second round, but the supernova is going to be successful. EG trying to get back in to help him out, but the supernova goes off. They've all been stabbed. RG's having to down Arteezy. Arteezy getting brought down. Arteezy's dead. IG fighting over with the magnetize. Crit trying to do his best to rectify the fight, keeping the magnetize going, but the spike carapace trips up Crit. IG turn. They take him down as well.
Yeah, this is the fight that IG needed. You know, they go in, Fly gets a good ulti up. Like, if he does not get static linked, or if the static link is like 100 damage, you're still gonna feel those right clicks coming out from Sven, almost 600 damage on him, getting him closer to like level 25, even more damage, and getting him closer to the Swift Blink. Then he's gonna have unlocked movement speed, will be able to bring that, break that link.
So just the initiation this time around, just a little too aggressive from EG. They both commit. in onto Fly, but JT, perfect Lotus, lays it down onto Fly, causing Abed to pull himself in with the Vortex. And with Abed gone, things start to fall apart very quickly. Perfect use of the Supernova to guarantee that stun on RTZ's revival from the Aegis.
Yeah, that was such a clutch move as well on top of that. And Lotus Orb, like this is the best item pretty much that they can get against the Sven. Sorry, against the Razor. Also, he decided to get a Lotus Orb for himself on Razor.
The void within.
Tris. There aren't too many like things to dispel. There is a silence from the Void Spirit. Sven does not have that Aghanim Scepter, so he's not following you, which is a really good item to counter it. I guess he just wants to have something against a bit of Malice to be able to move around freely.
But he's already got the BKB.
Maybe he was thinking, you know, I'm running out of slots. I bought that casual plate mail. What do I turn this into?
Sure, I think that's almost certainly it. And it is something that does mean when he commits onto Fly, if he doesn't want to use the BKB straight away, suddenly Fly can't hold him back with the stun because it's just only going to cause Fly to stun himself. Fly does also have a BKB, but we'll see. Definitely didn't do too much for him in that last situation. Minotaur Horn also on Fly. So he's getting tankier, and a big bit of that lead shut down there off the back of that last defense from IG, showing that they've still got a good punch ready to come out with.
They still have to respect the damage coming out from Sven because it's insane, especially if they get a Lotus Orb on him, then you're not gonna feel like the static link. Crit still deals a ton of damage in the team fights. They also gave him Spell Prism to lower the cooldown on his abilities. More rolls, more silences, and the lower cooldown on a BKB plus a Spirit Vessel. Next Roche may respawn in a minute and 30. Emo holding a gem. Wally picked that one up.
Get the jump out, it's easy. He's showing at the moment in the mid, Kaka. Get him with the spike carapace setup. Will open up with the stun, IG. Let's see if they can commit onto him. Arteezy's going to be able to easily get the BKB off. IG, they'll start to back off. Eyesight and Arbed, they won't chase. IG succeeding in getting the BKB charge down on Arteezy. And now they want to fight. Now that they know the BKB is on cooldown, they could go for a big move. They're going to come in with the Rift over towards the bottom lane. Eyesight says he's heading over to clean it up, but he's going to have a nasty surprise as IG turn up. Eyesight has instant reactions, though. As soon as he sees the team, BKB and a TPL, Eyesight is fine.
Sven even popped the ulti. Maybe he thought, you know, with 1 or 2 crits from Daedalus, I will have enough damage to bring him down. But Lycan is super tanky, especially with the AC, and realizes they have nothing that go through magic immunity, so I'm just going to TP out.
About 2k away from the Aghanims on Arbed. Make a big difference in these fights. Play around all the counter plays that IG have going for themselves. So Fly did finish with Swift Blink, so big step up to his damage output. So if he's able to close the gap, get that initiation with the God Strength, Fen is going to hit incredibly hard.
Storm, he found Timeless Relic for himself. That's going to be a great item, especially once he picks up that Aghanim Scepter. He's getting very close, double damage in the bottle. Next Roche, minute and 30.
See as well with the timing, Fly gets himself, gets 2 tomes actually sent out that were available still. So that's pushed him up just half a level away from the level 25 now, Sven.
Stacking the tomes, new strat.
Yeah, hit them with that surprise XP jump at the end. In terms of 25s for EG, still a little away from them.
Dire's courier has been slain.
Very close to having his next item done. He's got it here, I believe.
Emo has a 10-second BKB. They need to be careful about this because he did not use it yet. And it's
Stormcraft is actually kind of giving it away.
Oh yeah, I just forgot about that item. You know, it's one item that has a good dispel mechanic, but doesn't feel like it has a lot of synergy. You know, who's gonna bring that? Do you want to have that on the like a spellcaster? Do you want to have that on someone who deals the damage? Mana Regen is nice though.
They're holding it like they were just then. I mean, the EG are fully aware of where RG's sneaking around. Craft are blocking against the wolves and the creeps. IG, they're going to try and find this. They're going to look for the jump. RTG straight in the right, but he's been caught up on the spike carpet. Clark is able to catch him as he jumps in. Supernova's out. BKB will manage to come out from
Kill that egg.
turn, take down the egg, jump forward to the back line. They're on top of Fly, trying to run with the minute to hold. He's going to stand his down, Boston Goldstrom. He turns, he takes down Ahmed. Crit falling low as well. The Remnant won't quite grab him. Crit still alive, kicks back emo. Emo turns over towards him. You'll set up onto Crit. Crit will go down.
Like they thought Sven's not gonna turn, but he also didn't have 25 there yet, but that you can see the damage. Like with the Swift blink, unlocks the max movement speed, just like completely turns around with the God Strength, gets 2 hits, and they're all like half HP or almost gone. Storm Spirit, you know, he does not have a defensive item for himself other than the Black King bar, so that's a bit problematic. You also need to respect still the damage coming up from Sven.
As well, they did force out a couple of buybacks from IG, so IG putting a bit more money into that fight. At the same time, Crit comes out with his as EG. They don't want to let IG get the chance to get into Roche using those buybacks in the fight again. Just good pick off, good way to start things, but Fly is holding his ground, knowing that he would have the damage to turn and take down the 2 of them.
Roche is alive. Aegis, Cheese, and Aghanim Scepter.
New sign up that Ags. I mean, I guess, you know, Arbet would love to have to not buy his own. Still yet to buy into it.
And they can give it to him. They could also give it to Earth Spirit. I wouldn't mind seeing Earth Spirit with it, if they get it. But on the other side, Emo already has one. I think you'd just give it to Sven, if they are the ones who can pick it up. Like that transportation, the Superman mode, unlock. Oh, he also he also built the Lincoln Sphere, which I really like, you know. A Lotus Orb and the Lincoln Sphere against the Razor. It's a 9k gold lead for EG, but at the moment, like, you can't really feel that they're missing that amount of gold. It doesn't really matter.
If they can't jump Fly and deal with him at the start of the fight, Fly is just going to cause a whole lot of issues as the fight draws on. If he can get that BKB and God Strength off without the threat of being static linked by Arteezy. Around this area, lost fight here. I mean, a lost Aegis, Cheese, and Aghanim is Arbed spending up the money. Will invest in the Aghanims for himself.
Agents of the Void.
We'll have that good to go for the next fight.
They don't have too many abilities that they can, like, pierce this Lincoln Sphere with. They might use Frostbite. I don't think you want to use the Force Staff from the Crystal Maiden. You want to save that for defensive purposes. They lost a gem. This is also the big part. You know, now IG, they're holding 2 gems. They still have Necro units to devord any possible boards. A big item on Razor, he got that Butterfly. Sven does not have a True Strike.
Cautious about Emo. Level 25, Hex stun. That's a lot of lockdown between the Hex and the Dissimulate stun. EG don't get that BKBs off in time. There will be more than enough chain stun to hold Arteezy in place to allow Fly to get the kill.
And the BKBs are down to 5 seconds. He jumps in.
But instant reaction there with the Hex as they cover in. Commits with the BKB, gets the science down to the 2 of them. The Supernova's down, but Ahmed, he's down. The damage is done by Fly. Over towards Crit they go. The BKB comes to an end. Spike Carapace from Kaka catches Crit. Crit goes down as well.
That jump, you know, they go in, but they get caught. There's so much control coming up from the Void Spirit. You have the Hex, you have that AoE silence. The Simulate also stuns level 25 talent. Now they can go inside the pit. Crit already bought back in the previous fight, so he's not gonna have it. Storm Spirit invested all of his gold into that new shiny Aghanim Scepter. I don't think they have enough to deal with that farmed Sven right now, and also Emo. Like, he managed to make a comeback after getting caught multiple times in a row. Like, he's super strong right now.
He really did. The impact he can have at this point, that much lockdown around these low duration BKBs is just pretty much unmatched from EG. Anytime IG get the jump and have the better time.
Oh, it's Nyx Assassin who picks up the Ags. So he wants to burrow himself.
just something else in these team fights that it's going to make it pretty much impossible for EG to keep the fight going when the BKBs end. So he'll have such an easy time just throwing out his abilities from a distance. Is IG ready to push up to the high ground their time. So they're now holding the 5K lead. EG letting that strong mid game that they had really slip away now as IG, they're back in charge with how large Fly is.
Like it Wolves and Necro units, like you need to keep that away from Sven. He pretty much one-shots it. Also, you need to keep it away from Pit of Malice. It will this lineup will start to fall off. You know, you have a Razor, he deals the damage, but they have the tools to deal with him right now. There is a Lincoln Sphere, there is a Lotus Orb.
And Arteezy, what's he doing? He's on the front. Arteezy's dead, he's got no buyback. Arteezy dead for 100, 350 gold short from buyback. Actually, Crit's gone as well. His buyback on cooldown. I mean, they're just sitting on the high ground, having a look out, and suddenly IG, they're on top of him. He's gone. IG's gonna have all the space in the world to take so much here from the base of EG.
Yeah, that's a minute and 20 seconds without... Oh my god, they can't pick up any bounty runes.
If IG realizes
they probably think, you know, he has it, but we'll poke. We'll see what happens.
I mean, and they're poking pretty hard here with Fly. They're being cautious though. They're looking towards the racks instead, already with the jump straight up towards the fountain. Emo's looking to get more kills here. Fly will live. As he gets away, actually Emo losing his shard there because of that dive. We have Ice trying for the split mid. He does have creeps pushing in with him, Ice. But Ice might just be enough to stop EG from losing anything more than the mid and the top racks.
Yeah, he's being very cautious about what's happening. He has the Wolves, Necro available, but they might go for the Megas.
Yeah, they're sticking
30
around.
seconds without Arteezy.
They know now that Arteezy has not got the gold to get back in. Still 100 gold short on the Razor. CG, they're trying to start, so they've got to be careful. Kaka with the power, he's able to try and get the setup onto Fly forces back to safety. JT actually going to look to take them out here as Arben comes in. They look for the jump on the JT, but JT gets them all out.
Yeah, that's a level 3 ulti for second teleport delay. Oh, at least they did not get the mega creep, so they still have possibly one more fight. Arteezy definitely needs to farm up his buyback. He's going to have it in the 400 gold. Double damage spawned on top. There's still ages for almost full 2 minutes. IG, they want to take another fight.
They still know how strong of a position they're in right now off the back of those last few moves. 11k lead, IG just playing this late game perfectly, and EG starting to make some mistakes.
This could be the big one. You know, Storm Spirit hitting level 25. He has that Electric Rave as well on top of the Aghanim Scepter. I'm not sure if anyone bought the Tome or was it him, but they might need this. Like, it's a ton of damage.
It's so much damage. It really is. 2 times overload attack bounce on your whole team. As long as they can live to get their hits off. The BKBs are down on IG. Can't underestimate how much magical burst that will be at this stage of the game. Fly is just ever so tanky. 4.4k gold as he's ready to start building towards his next item. 10k ahead of that of the farm of Arteezy right now.
Still have that Aegis. They have gems, so they can get rid of any kind of vision. They also have cheese on Void Spirit.
The IG, they're looking for the jump. If they want to make it. Won't go in blind. They do actually get the jump onto Orbit. Emo's in. They get themselves over onto the storm. But Orbit's able to get the BKB off, but he can't zip away in time. Orbit down for 90 seconds without the gold for buyback. EG, they're going to try and commit. Arteezy's in with the BKB, forcing them back. JT's ready to rip the team out. Knows the rip. Is it going to take them away? It is, but Emo and Kaka actually left behind. Next. They kind of split up. Ice will live on just a slither of health as he's able to run away. Emo still fighting back against Crit. Kaka remaining borrowed, causing some issues here for EG as they'll slowly but surely bring him down. Emo trying to finish off Crit, but the backups there. Arteezy jumps across.
Age is gone in a second. They did not time it. Oh, that would be so big.
And as it is, Emo's just going to get a free reset. As time's been bought for the rest of IG to get back over. And now still 50 seconds without Arbed. IG, they'll still play it careful, not wanting to push in with Kaka dead.
Surprised that JT decided to just bail them out completely. I think like they can go for this kind of a play with Sven focusing the barracks and then bailing. They also need to be careful about the force staff so that someone does not get caught inside of the base without getting back. Oh, we can see that. Like Razor, he's also level 25, extra attack speed. It's just a lot of damage, you know, a lot of damage. He might not be able to get the static link off the Sven anymore unless they proc his Lincoln Sphere, so might just go for a different target.
See it again here. She said, well, what do you reckon the time it was on that Aegis? Were you keeping track of it?
Yeah, I was keeping track. It was
4 seconds apparently. So close to making such a big play, but couldn't quite control how quickly they took down emo. So emo able to get away with sticking around, and
it was like 3-0-1, you know, but once it needs to kick in, so it was very close.
G to hit out with a smoke here. See there, the Aghanims. JT's going to have an even easier time of quickly taking his team out if he feels that the fight is going the wrong way.
EG will love to farm up buybacks on especially on the Storm Spirit. Like Lycan doesn't matter that much, especially if he uses the form already. But they need this buyback on the Storm Spirit, and they would all.
Getting close to the money to be able to slot something out and get his Abyssal Blade in. Still have buyback gold available pretty much. Incredibly rich. Emo going for the refresher, and of course with that shard, that extra reach of the Simulate that he'll have means that just the area of coverage that he can get in and onto you and get that 2.5 second stun off, it makes it so hard to choose the right time to start retreating, as he'll always be able to chase you with that much range.
Dark Rift, Aghanim Scepter upgraded by Underlord, so that means 1 second less delay.
Oh, look at the jump on Easy sweeping in, but they're in, they've got the Hex, they've got the Dissimulate start. Easy in trouble, he's getting taken out, gets the PKP off. Oh, so the Phoenix, Easy will be able to keep himself alive. Ice moves over the back, Ice takes down Ollie, but the Rod's there. They control Ice, they bring him down, the Lycan falls. Somehow though, EG able to keep Arteezy alive. Nearly ending in another disaster there, as Arteezy still does not have the buyback goal. Big zip in from Arben, gets the ball, next time to them. Arteezy moving in, they've got the link down on the fly, get themselves over the line, still gonna take him out time they can! The Rift gets fly out of there! It's Arteezy, he's low,
He's gonna drop.
Emo's able to just walk back up to him, and now the Hex, Emo's able to set him on to crit, the Hex into the start! A question
mark in the old chat, alright, I love that. GG's called, he was just standing there, alright.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, spicing it up a little bit. As, oh my goodness.
That was so close. They managed to get out. Void Spirit still stays in. They get the kill on Abed. Unfortunately for EG, they did not have buybacks on any of the 3 cores.